You are on the air and off the books with Bethann and Samantha, and today we are going to be talking about a book called Lock Every Door. And
Sager?
yes, Riley Sager. She has written a few other books. I don't think we haven't read any of her other books, right?
No, I don't plan. I don't plan.
She's like, no, not gonna happen. Trash.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Obviously, this is probably gonna be a really spoilery episode, so we can't even tell you where to
It's gonna be a whole lot of Bethann talking trash.
It is because I just didn't like it at all. It didn't make any sense. So, and we can't really explain to you the concept of the book without giving you one sentence and then hoping for the best. So, this is definitely going to be all spoilers.
Yeah.
So complicated for no reason.
So, it's okay, it's about this girl. She really doesn't have any family.
They're all dead, I guess?
Yes. She has a friend, but this girl's broke. She really wants to make some money, and so she sees this ad, and it's to be a house sitter type thing at this really fancy apartment in New York on I think it's the Upper East Side, Upper West Side.
The rich side of New York.
One of those sides.
Unless all of New York is rich, then
I think the Upper West and the Upper East are rich.
It's just, I don't know.
One of those sides.
It's like a hotel it's not a hotel, but it's more of a condo-esque,
I picture it as a big stone building, with the gargoyles, because it does say in the book that there's gargoyles around there. I picture it this big, tall, square stone building with
yeah, I get those vibes too.
Maybe a few
really
wrought
ornate,
iron walkout areas,
yes, like a cafe-esque areas, but also a really ornate front of the building.
Yes,
it kind of reminds me of that hotel or motel or whatever you were telling me about, the documentary on Netflix.
The Hotel Cecil.
Yeah,
oh my
that.
Gosh.
It kind of looks like that, but take it up 10 notches is what I would picture that as.
Yes, if you've ever watched or done any research about the Cecil Hotel, this is definitely Cecil Hotel vibes right here.
Yes, but not as cool.
Yes, absolutely not as cool.
Well, not that murder's cool. Does that? Okay,
yeah.
I don't know.
Not as creepy.
If the Cecil Hotel or Motel was a book and it was fiction, okay. Unfortunately, it is not.
So this girl, she goes and her friend's already sketched out about it. She's like, I don't know if you should do this. It doesn't sound like a good idea. It sounds sketchy.
And she's been sleeping on her friend's couch too, so she's trying to get out from underneath her friend.
Yeah.
But her friend really doesn't have good vibes about the place because the place is
has a bad rep.
A lot of folklore behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Murders, and suicides, and occult rings and such and such.
Yeah.
As you would, normal hotel
basic
behavior.
Hotel. So she gets there and weird stuff starts happening. She starts finding things. She finds out there's been missing girls. There's been missing people.
And the tenants are kind of weird. She's not allowed to really talk to anybody or form any kind of relationship. And she's got such strict rules. It's almost like a prison.
Yeah.
She can't have anybody over. She has to
Which for one, how would you not be sketched out about that? I'd be like,
Yeah, and she hears strange noises and stuff like that. And like you said, she starts finding things. The first thing that she finds, I think, is a phone.
Yes.
A phone that's
she finds it in the
air
register.
Yeah, on the
something
floor.
Like that.
Because she keeps dropping her phone in, and when she used a screwdriver or something like that to go down and get it, she finds out that somebody else had their phone dropped in there and that it was left.
Yes.
Which was kind of unrealistic to me, because if you're this kind of organization that murders people and you're combing the apartment buildings, why wouldn't you open all the hiding places?
Yeah, because that's where people hide things. I'm gonna hide my treasure in this air vent. Yeah.
Exactly. And it wasn't even that far in if she could just reach in and see it glinting. People had to have known that it was there.
Yeah, so she finds this phone, so she is communicating. She turns on the phone and she actually starts communicating with this girl's it was a short-term boyfriend, I believe. And he's like, yeah, I have it. What?
Yeah. And that was the boyfriend was the other tenant living in the building, right?
Was it?
I'm pretty sure because he's like weirded out because he's really already sketched because he's been living there a long time before her. And then she convinces him to like talk to her, and he's just like, yeah, weird crap is happening, and somebody took her from here.
Yes, you're right.
Because she found out that he was missing her because he was looking for missing persons.
And they met in the hotel. That's, yes.
Right, and he was putting up posters.
Yes.
And she found him putting up posters, and she had the girl's phone, and like the picture on the phone, she was like, how do you know this girl? And he was just like, oh, come with me, let's go to the museum and I'll talk to you about it because we can't talk here, there's too many people listening.
Yeah. And then she befriends this girl that lives
a floor
below her. Yes.
Yes.
So they have this what's that called? Which you put your like laundry in and lower it down.
Oh, a dumbwaiter.
Yes. So they have a dumbwaiter. Hasn't been used in forever, and so they get it working. And so they're kind of sending each other things back and forth through this dumbwaiter. And one night, the girl, what does she send up? She sends a gun in a box.
No, she kept in the storage compartment down into her like lockbox.
She sent a note?
With a note. She sent notes. She sent notes in the dumbwaiter because they met and they instantly became like best friends. But the thing about it is that she was they only hung out one day, and then they promised to like meet up every single day after that because the girl was really lonely.
Mm-hmm.
But the next day, the girl like flakes out on her and doesn't show, and she thinks she hears a scream in her apartment building.
Yes.
So that's when she starts like snooping around and trying to figure out what's going on, and she starts like digging around and asking lots of questions, and that's when she stumbles upon the locker for that particular apartment building, like apartment. And that's when she finds the gun in the box. And they're all like, why would she keep a gun? Like, I don't understand, somebody hunting her.
Yeah.
And they can't figure out, like, why she, like, gets into thin air.
Yeah, and I thought this part was weird because you think this girl's like, oh, she's dead. She's got to be dead. But no, like, she ran away. She's just chilling.
Yeah, that's what made me mad.
I was like, okay, like, it's a different take. Like, it's not a basic, like...
But not only does she just run off, she runs off, doesn't respond back to any text messages this girl has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently she drops her phone and loses it, and the perpetrator has the phone and tries to act like it's this girl. But at the same time, it's like, why wouldn't you try to contact or get your friend out?
Right, and I think it's because she was just so, like, freaked out because she changed her hair, she changed her look, and... Yeah. She was probably just like, she knew what was going on. Or she didn't know, but she had a inkling.
And somehow when she screamed and the girl ran downstairs to see if she was okay, apparently she stopped the abduction from happening. Mm-hmm. And she forces her away from the door, and that let her escape. Yeah. Which makes...
no sense.
0 sense because she pushed her away from the door, wouldn't let her inside the apartment. Yeah. Like, she's got her head cracked in the door and saying, it's okay, I'm fine, everything's fine, you didn't hear anything, it's fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Mm-hmm. So the girl walks off, and then, like, at the end of the book, she's like, yeah, you helped me escape because you gave me a chance to get away. Dude, he's right behind you in the apartment. Yeah. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, all he had to do was ping you over the head and drag you off. Yeah. Like, how did you get out? Like, she didn't help you do anything. She just stalled the inevitable.
Yeah. So...
you couldn't have jumped out the window.
Could have, but...
But the point is that this dude who runs the place is a doctor and has been abducting people. Yeah. All these stray tenants that they hire because they choose to hire people
who don't have any connections with
society,
anything.
Right. They're just kind of amiss in the world. And they drag him off to this like private hospital, and this doctor who owns the hotel, and he's been like given the hotel all the way back through his great-grandfather owned the hotel and did the same things. And he, like, harvests their organs and helps the tenants to live forever.
So, yes. So the tenants she starts noticing that the tenants all have these things in their rooms, or, like, maybe they have a tattoo that's, like, a little infinity symbol. And so they see that, and they're like, what the heck? She's like, what the heck? And, sorry. I didn't know who that was. I was like, what's going on?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Right. So yeah, they all have this infinity symbol, and she starts noticing, and she thinks it's weird. And you think, so throughout the whole time, we both thought this is going to be some, like, everybody's
Satanic,
dead.
occultic thing where all these
Yeah.
people are actually the living dead.
Yeah.
And they've been around for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah. But really, it's just a bunch of rich people that are all, like, borderline dying and they need new organs.
Lungs or a kidney
Yes.
or a liver. And they just move into this hotel conveniently so that they can get these transplants because they're part of this elite group.
Yes, and
And
I
they
just
move out, and that's
I
it.
just realized something. So they probably move the tenants in that are going to harvest for those people that own the apartment.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, so that didn't register with me until just now. Like that, she's probably moving into this apartment to give her organs to this person.
Yeah, or just divvy you up to just hand out all
Right,
your guts
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just, and like, my thing also is like they keep them drugged in this hospital thinking that they're going to be like subdued. And she escaped so easy from this hospital.
And I didn't really understand whether the hospital was in the building or if it was separate.
I have no idea.
I thought it was in the basement.
Yeah, it
but,
makes it seem like it's attached, but it doesn't give a clear answer as to how she gets there.
No.
Like, because she does run off and gets hit by a car because she finds out who the killer was and she tries to flee.
Yeah.
She gets hit by this car and then she ends up in this hospital and she thinks that she's actually in a hospital and she's safe. And then somehow she realizes that she's not actually safe.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what gave it away.
I think it was because they weren't answering her questions. And they wouldn't listen to her.
That's fair. Or they thought she was like crazy or something like that. But like, who wouldn't think you're crazy for one?
It was, okay, so it reminded me, I watched this movie on Netflix. I tried to get Bethann to watch it. She wouldn't watch it because...
Which one? I can't remember.
Greatest Friend Ever. It was called Two Bedroom, and it was like 100%.
I never even heard that one.
It was 100% this book. Literally, the girl...
Two bedroom?
Yep. This girl goes into this, like, it's like a community apartment. So, like, they have, like, in the center of this apartment, there's, like, a yard where they can hang out. Yes. And
that is my list.
the guy that she ends up, like, they end up, like, capturing her, and she has to, like, sit with her hands on a wall, like this, like, leaning. And so it's, like, a type of torture because, like, it becomes unbearable. And if she, like, falls, she gets, like, her thumb cut off, like, nails driven through her hand, something like that. And they do it with all these people.
I remember you explaining this to me, and I couldn't watch because I was, like, so, like, grossed out.
It's not gross, though. It's so good. Because it's, like, there's not really any gore or anything. But, like, so these people will show their,
allegiance or something?
Yes, allegiance with this apartment complex and this community cult. And so whoever stays there, if they can't make it through this test, it's like an entire day's test, they kill them.
Huh.
So yeah, she ends up making it through the test, and she is trying to pretend that she's like, yes, I believe in this, and I want to be part of your community, but she's just trying to get out, and they actually force her to, they pair you with somebody to marry inside the community. So she gets paired up with this creepy, like, dude that's way older than her. His wife that lived in the community had previously died. He's a creepy dude, but he's, like, actually, like, really nice. And he's kind of one of those people that didn't really 100% conform to this cult, but he's just there, and he's just, like, living there because without his wife, he's just like, I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah.
So she ends up being forced to live with this guy, and towards the end, something happens. A girl that she became friends with outside of this place actually comes to visit, and she's, like, trying to warn her, like, hey, leave, like, right now. You don't want to be here. But the girl doesn't listen, and so they actually put her in the room with this girl to get her to try to listen. And so she kills the guy that comes in because things start going wrong. So she kills the guy. She tries escaping. And her husband guy that she's paired with, married to, or whatever, actually helps her get out. And then the end is crazy. Like, she's running through the neighborhood, and this like the signal for this house is like a red lights in the windows, and just down the entire street are just red lights.
That's the end.
So like
Ugh.
she's in like this entire city that's just these cults, and she doesn't know it. She thought she escaped, but she's literally just running through the street of the city.
See, that
that's
is
cult.
better than this. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so I would give it like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's what I would do.
Yeah, so that movie was crazy, and you guys need to go watch it. But I didn't think the book was too bad.
Yeah, you liked it a lot better than I did.
I would honestly recommend it to people just because I just want to see what other people think of it and what other people's thoughts were, how it was going to end up. Like, do you guys think that it was going to take a paranormal turn? Did you think it was going to take this cult turn? Like, I want to hear people's...
We need your input because we both have differing opinions, and it got so many good reviews on Amazon and Goodreads. I'm curious to think of what you thought about it because I'm definitely like not in agreement with what they kind of had to say about it.
Yeah.
So we still recommend the book. We do have the book here at the library for you to
and
check
that
out.
does not mean we're opposed to reading any more of her books, or him, Riley Sager. I think it's a him. Honestly, I've never checked.
I have not ever checked either. We should do that.
But I've read some of like the little synopsises of his other books, and they don't sound too bad. So if you guys have read any of his other books, if you suggest one, I know I've watched Final Girls. I wasn't a big fan of Final Girls, but his other books look a little more interesting to me. So
I think Home Before Dark
yeah,
looks the most appealing to me next.
yes, agreed.
I'm kind of hesitant to read on, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt and try some other things because you can't just base an author off of one book.
Yeah, because there's definitely been some like authors that I've like I read R.L. Stine like religiously, and there's definitely some books where I'm like, oh, that was really boring, or oh, I wish this would have happened instead of this. But his other books are phenomenal, so that could be the case here. So we're not bashing this book. We definitely want you guys to pick it up and read it.
Yes, regardless of my opinion, go for it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Join us next time on our lovely podcast, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.